Hey guys, welcome to Pajama Let's Play. I'm Michelle, host of Pajama Let's Play, where we talk all things Kingdom Hearts. Today, I'm going to cover a theory sent to me by a subscriber about the red dandelion and how that may pertain to the true dandelion Luxu had in Union Cross. Before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. You can also follow me on Twitch and check out my Patreon. All those links can be found in the description box down below. I will be covering Union Cross updates up to the point that this was recorded, which today is April 5th, and if more information is released between recording and posting the video, I'll update the information. There won't be a lot of spoilers covered, but just in case, feel free to get caught up on the Union Cross updates and then come back to this. For everyone else, a subscriber named Trinipadia909 emailed me his theory, right here, about the red dandelion. And when Luxu mentioned the true dandelion, that was my cue to go ahead and cover this. I believe the two are the same character, so let's dive into it. First, here's the red dandelion in question as seen in Kingdom Hearts 1. So a few things happened there. I'd like to start by pointing out that of all of the trinities to use, this one was red. Maybe it's a coincidence, but Nomura is a big fan of using color to foreshadow the story, so I'm pointing it out. Once the bell is rung for the first time, the mural changes to a purple and green scene, which I was not able to get a closer image of without rebeating the game myself. With the context of the other scenes that I will talk about shortly, I believe this mural depicts the overall story of Union Cross. Purple and green are colors that represent various sins, values, and the scene looks thorny. It could easily symbolize the foretellers turning on one another, or the glitches in the datascape, or any other of a number of scenes. Let me know in the comments what you think it's depicting. Sora rings the bell again, and now the mural switches to two trees, each with a mushroom. Well, those look like yew trees to me, specifically Yggdrasil. And in the video linked here, I compare the Keyblade War cycle to Ragnarok, so feel free to check that out too. For those who don't know, Yggdrasil is the name the Norse pantheon gives to the Tree of Life. It connects the 9 realms together, acts as a source for magic and wisdom, and is the life force for the universe. Normally, I wouldn't read that much into it, but we have a lot of Norse gods in Dark Road, and I don't believe it's a coincidence. With that many Norse gods, I'm going to go ahead and assume these are, in fact, yew trees, and represent Yggdrasil. The only characters that seem to fit the imagery of that mural, to me at least, are the Master of Masters and Luxu. They are the two most aware of the circumstances of the future, they are the only two Union Cross characters who always wear their robe, and they interact with Darkness the Entity in a similar way and do not seem bothered by its presence. And Darkness the Entity looks a lot like the black and white fungi from all of the other games in the series. Sora rings the bell again, and it changes to a red flower surrounded by butterflies and dragonflies. It does resemble a red dandelion, and I'll put an image right here to compare. It's not a perfect comparison, but this was the first game with probably the oldest technology and lowest budget, so this is close enough for me to just go with it. The butterflies, though, do seem to represent the dandelions that were recruited. There's several parallels there. As Trinipadia pointed out, butterflies are a symbol of hope, but they also represent transformative changes. They start as caterpillars, go into isolation for a while, and emerge something new and far more beautiful. The dandelions started as standard Keyblade wielders, go to the datascape, transform into the seeds of hope, as they are often called, and fly off to spread light once again. So what about that red dandelion in the center? Well, I believe that's Ava. Red dandelions are more rare, bitter, and have different uses than yellow dandelions. Ava is not the typical dandelion. She's been through a lot, and it fundamentally changed her to a point that a common theory is her being one of the darkness entities. I don't agree with that specific theory, but it is clear to me that she became bitter and jaded. Also, as the leader of the Dandelions, it makes sense she would stand out as different from the others, allowing her to be represented by the red dandelion and the others as yellow. We know there is one dandelion who is different from the others, and Lucio refers to them as the true dandelion in this scene here. With that scene in mind, I think it's even more clearly Ava. We know she disappeared. We know Lucio has an idea of where she went because of his responses to her whereabouts in the Remind epilogue. He put the true dandelion in the broken boat, which implies the physical body will be lost as the heart is sent to the future. Even if it's not Ava, I do believe that character is the red dandelion at the center of this theory. This is clearly someone who stands out from the others and will play a pivotal role in the future of the series. This could be player or ephemer, depending on the incoming Union Cross updates, but either way, it would be someone whose role is far greater than simply surviving the war. So what do you think? Is the red dandelion actually a thing? If so, who do you think it is? Tell me all about your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and check out my Patreon. All of those things are in the description box down below. Until next time.